Good morning, it's Dave Taylor at CyberHost Pro, helping UK business get the best from the web. And today I'm going to show you Consumer Barometer that you can find at consumerbarometer.com. And it's a website that's created in association with Google. And it gives some fascinating information about the trends in online research and consumer purchasing by country and by industry and sector. And it's a really useful tool for you to look at in terms of the consumer behavior of your customer base. And it will certainly influence some of your decisions around the way that you develop your online or offline business development strategy. So the first thing that you notice if you go to the site is this cluster of dynamic circles, and these represent countries. Now if I hover over GB, which should be UK but they call it GB, the first thing that it tells us is that 39% of people purchasing in the UK purchased online, which is a significant statistic in itself. But we want to dig down deeper than that and understand more about our sector. So I click on that particular circle and it now loads on the left hand side. You can see here a range of products and a range of industries, and each of these has a drop down. That's automotive, that's groceries and healthcare. And when you drop down on groceries and healthcare, you can see that a statistic arrives in the center of the page saying that 12% of people purchased cosmetics and beauty products in the UK purchased them online, which you might think is not particularly significant if you're in the beauty and cosmetics area. But again, if I click on that particular item in the screen, I get more detailed information. And for example, on the left here, this panel, this is down the vertical axis is research and the way that consumers used online facilities to research cosmetics and beauty products, and across the top the horizontal axis is purchasing behavior. So you can see here that if you cross-reference purchasing behavior against research behavior, you can see that a lot more purchasing was done offline, and you can see the amount of research that was done online. Now if I go over to the right hand side here, you have a further set of statistics, and the first one to look at is this one on the lower right, which is what information sources did people use to do the research. And as you can see, in the United Kingdom, the top result for consumer behavior was visiting stores, showrooms or consultancies. And again, this is what information sources did people use for their research. So that was the top one. Word of mouth was the second most popular source of information. Third was search engines, and fourth was manufacturer or retailer websites, and then brochure catalogs and so on. So you can see in terms of this screen, you can also see the way in which people used mobiles, tablets to research or to purchase, and it's quite low in this case, 2%. Now if I go back a second and look at a slightly different area, so I'll go back into GB, and this time I'll click on retail, and you can see there's quite a few more items here. Let's click on clothing and accessories and see what we get here. Now here you can see a great deal more purchasing was done online and a much lower amount offline. The amount of mobile and tablet is still very low. Coming over to the information sources tab on the right, visiting stores is still right up there, but websites on this case is in second place, search engines third, and word of mouth fourth. And you can see some of those data sets in more detail here on the upper right side. So whatever industry you're in, at the moment this doesn't cover a huge amount of industries, but it does cover automotive, finance, and real estate, groceries, healthcare, media, entertainment, retail, technology and travel. So there's a lot of industries covered there, as you can see, and it tells you an awful lot about consumer behavior. And what this should be doing is influencing your online strategy, your marketing and business development strategy, and helping you to understand how businesses, how consumers rather, are purchasing and also researching in your industry area, and what you can do to tap in or be ahead of that that curve and those statistical areas. So I hope you have some fun looking at Consumer Barometer. It's a great tool, some great free data for most industries going on there, and we'll see you next time for another CyberHost Pro tutorial helping UK business stay one step ahead